What's going on, guys? Gonna get into the market today. So we obviously know the market gap down on Trump tariff news, and the usual has happened all 2025. So just more threats, and that is spooking the market. And it comes at a pretty convenient time now. As you guys know, if you've been watching the videos, I've been talking about how the risk reward is not good when we're up near all-time highs. So I kind of just trade in and out of the market. And it just so happens that TA lines up perfectly with news. This is a rising wedge, and then this Trump news came out and we gapped down and we're breaking below the rising wedge. Now I do have some potential buy points here. The golden pocket could act as support. We do have a gap above, so you could see a bit of a relief rally to fill that gap. And that could happen, in the next couple of days here. You could see gap fill, and then maybe we continue lower, or that gap fill gets, bought up and we hold up there. So that's what we have right now. But it's just funny how it lines up. And the put flow today was very heavy. If we check real quick, you can see the largest flow for the day. As far as scalps go, I was playing this. You had 9.9 million to the put side. That's what I made my money on. And then if we look at the largest flow for the day, this is filtered to $1 million plus, expiring in 2 weeks, and we wanted to see out of the money only. So a lot of TSM calls, SPX puts for the end of the month, and those are 50 points out of the money. Obviously, a lot of these already paid, but it'll be interesting to see how this develops. Moving on to SoFi, I've been very patient with this stock, waiting for it to come to my buy zone that I feel really comfortable accumulating at, and that could be closer to the 50-day EMA down here. So it is breaking below. It is kind of resembling this a little bit. So we could see a test of anywhere between $21 and $23. I think that's a load zone, and SoFi really isn't down bad. Really not doing too bad for the overall market being nice and red today. But if we could get a nice dip, I'm going to be looking to buy into SoFi pretty soon here. The flow for SoFi was nothing crazy. If we unfilter it completely, it's pretty mixed flow, pretty even. So I'm not going to worry too much about SoFi. I did want to talk about Hood because my last video involved Hood. I honestly wish I would have shorted Hood after I made my last video, because I did say it was going to come down to this 105 zone. And now we're approaching 105. That's $14, $15 move down since my video. And, it does look like the market wants to continue a bit lower, but we'll see if Hood holds this 102 again, because last time it held 102, bounced all the way up to 140. But I think Hood could, come back down to 95 and this EMA right here and tap that. As far as the flow goes for Hood, we are seeing a lot of call flow, 3.9 million to the call side with various strikes though. If we shorten this expiration time, let's say for the next month, it's a little bit more mixed, a little more puts involved, but still a lot of calls. So people are buying this dip on Hood. And then for coin, this is one that I also made a video on. The short idea is still there for coin. I dislike playing coin in general due to how volatile Bitcoin is. But basically, we broke down, and I made my video around this time, and it bounces off 224, bounces back up to supply and rejects supply, and is heading back down to this gap fill all the way down at about 212, 213. So I think once this gap fills, I would love to pick up coin under 200, but it'll definitely be on my radar. I'm not so much looking to short coin. I know the gap fills there. It could be a cool day trade if we catch it, but swinging coin is very volatile with options. So I just personally don't do that. Then wrapping up the video, I believe this was also mentioned in my last video, in that CCCX, one that I'm still watching, but it is breaking down. So kind of a similar pattern here. We're kind of breaking down. Obviously, it bounced a little bit off this 1572, but I would be looking for this to head down to this yellow zone again, and then potentially the green zone is where I would really love to pick up, a few hundred shares and just let it ride out. So because that merger is expected to close Q1 of 2026, so that's pretty much what I have. Just a quick update on a few stocks, overall market. Be careful of shorting the market after a day like today. Kind of want to see a dead cat. I want to see this gap filled, but we'll just take it day by day right now. A pullback is healthy. We needed this. And to be honest, all it takes is Trump saying, never mind on the tariffs, and we're right back up. So this could be a great dip buy opportunity, but yeah, just be patient, kind of scale in dollar cost average. So that's pretty much what I have. Please like and subscribe and have a good one.